Hi guys, so I'm here to talk about this video. So as you can see, this is what a $250,000 elite protection dog looks like. So let's break this down and see what is actually the value of this dog. Cause I've sold a dog for $250,000. I've sold two of them at that price to the same person, and the person ended up actually buying five, not all that same price, but within reason of that price. So this dog right here, this Belgian Mal, apparently is just walking around. So if this dog was $250,000 and it was elite, this guy who is quote unquote to become a threat, this dog would be picking up on it, being indicating to the handler, to the owner, that there's a threat in the facility, whether it is an active threat or a perceived threat. This dog would be picking up on it and telling the handler, hey, something is going on. You need to move. You need to let me intervene. You need to get away from this situation some way, somehow, right? So the dog is just doing its thing. It's not showing any signs of it being threatened, even when the subject moves closer. Notice how he just dropped the knife? What if he decided to throw the knife at that guy's head? What if he decided to throw it at the dog instead of dropping it? How come this $250,000 dog didn't intervene? How did this dog even let that instrument of destruction, of death, be pulled from the sleeve, the jacket, wherever it was removed from, of the subject? How come the dog didn't intervene? This right here, this is bullshit. There is no technical advantage to having the dog between your legs. Look how the dog's not even looking in the same direction the handler is. If that dog decides to run after something because it's a dog, it's going to trip the handler up more than the dog is already tripping the handler. This is all circus tricks and performances. There's no reason for that dog to be between that guy's legs. And then when it isn't between the legs, why is the handler, watch as they move, why is the handler looking down at the dog? Why is the dog looking up at the handler? How many times did the barrel of that weapon point at the back of that dog's skull? What happens if that guy trips? You just saw him stupidly walk through shrubbery with the gun pointed. What happens if he stupidly puts his finger on the trigger? There's no significance of that, especially walking backwards. Please show me somewhere where that is technically effective and efficient. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't add cover to the dog. It doesn't add safety to the dog. It doesn't make communication with the dog any easier. All it does is make you so you are technically ineffective and efficient, because you can trip, you can fall, you can get shot and fall on that dog, and that dog has to carry your weight now. And then if you're carrying a backpack, which infantryman can carry up to 80 plus pounds, that weight is also on that dog. This is stupid right here. The dog, it's saying that the dog between the legs is used as a deterrent. Okay, who is it deterring? The subjects are on the other side of the vehicle. They don't even realize the dog's there. I mean, in real life, they probably would know, but this is bullshit, regimented circus performance, so obviously they know, but for the safety of the show, the sake of the show, it must continue to be stupid, right? So, this dog is $250,000, and it's looking at the camera. It's not even looking to try to pick up on the threats that are apparently on the other side of the vehicle. Now this right here, the dog knows it's gonna bite. Look how it's looking at the guy. It's not looking at the guy because it's picking up on threats. What's the difference between the guy in the suit being a threat compared to the guys that are standing in front of the quote-unquote handler or owner? There is no difference except for the bite suit. That's the only difference. This is a routine. This is a circus performance. Alright, so the guy gets up and he walks around. Notice how the dogs follow him. Right there, that right there shouldn't happen. No one should reach over your dog. If your dog is trained in protection on any level, to any degree, no one should ever reach over your dog. Because what it does is shows dominance over your dog. It tells your dog to submit to that person. Now, everybody says that right there was because of the movement. There's actually comments down below that says that the dog recognizes the difference in the twitching and stuff. No, it would be nice if the dog did, but the dog doesn't. What the dog realized is when the guy moved above a certain level off the bench to attack, and that's what he did. Notice right there, the knife is right at the back of the dog's throat. It can kill the dog. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit so you can see it. See it? The dog right there could have got stabbed in the ribs, and now it moves to the back of the neck, and the guy even grabs the dog by the neck. That dog should have bit that guy closer to that weapon to keep that weapon from being able to go close to its ribs, to be able to go close to its throat, its neck. And it definitely shouldn't have let the guy grab him to pull him in, to be able to get the knife close to the back of his neck like he did. So tell me, where in the world have you seen anything so far that says this dog is worth $250,000? This right here, once again, how does the dog know the guy in the bite suit, other than it being in a bite suit, is a threat compared to the guy in the ski mask? I mean, in normal society, anybody wearing a damn ski mask is a threat. Once again, the height. The dog is looking for the height, the elevation of the guy's body to attack. Once a certain area goes to a certain elevation, it attacks because its timing and its targeting is not perfect. The dog doesn't realize the threat. Notice how the dog, when the guy, I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. Watch the dog is falling. He's already looking because he knows the guy's going to come out to that side. It's a routine. If it wasn't a routine and the dog was actually concerned, the dog would be away from the guy, the handler, the owner. It would be more in between the subject, the bad guy, and the handler, because In order for him to attack, that subject has to get close to him and the guy. And look, right there. If that can happen, he can put a knife in that guy's throat, in that guy's skull. He can plunge a knife into that guy's mouth, into his eyeballs, into his chest. He can knock him off of that platform and do whatever he wants to, and that dog's just going to sit there. See, the dog right there. If the dog, I'll rewind it just a little bit. If the dog was really trained for protection, that right there, see how he's moving his hands? The dog would be keen on that because he can sense the weapon. He can tell. See how he bites? And the armpit, bicep area, it allows the guy to be able to fold him in like you see. The guy's grabbing him. The guy's putting a knife literally to his rib cage in the back of his throat. Now this right here. So the guy's taking a knife and putting it behind his back and he's pulling that randomly. Yes, it's a routine. And it's a well orchestrated routine because the dog doesn't pick up, watch, I can pick up on it right now. The knife is about to come forward. The dog didn't pick up on it. The dog should have picked up on it when I did. When that knife got where the blade was pointed down where it was noticeable, then he should have been picking up on it, especially when the blade was aligned to the guy's side. The pocket, you see the pocket right underneath the blue, that's when the dog should have been ready to engage. It shouldn't wait till that blade to come all the way out front to engage, and it shouldn't be engaging the bicep. And notice the guy once again grabs, but not only did he grab, he also switches the knife. You just see him switch the knife to the other hand. And this dog is supposed to be worth $250,000. Again, watch the blade. He's going to do it from the other hand. You see the blade, how it pointed down? Yep, you saw it? It freeze framed it. And notice how the dog is biting the forearm. Yeah, it's a little bit closer to the knife, but the only reason that he did it is because of the closeness of the dog. The dog needed to be away from the guy a little bit so his targeting would have been better. The farther away it is, the farther that guy has to reach in. And when that guy reaches in, he's going to present the closest point, the threat to you, which is the wrist, the knife, which makes it easier to grab. You don't have to go in for that bite. You can have it brought to you. Again,